Hey everybody, this is Jacob with Mortgage Coach Software Support. Wanted to give you a quick tutorial on how to develop that fourth column for your seller buy-down flyer so that you can plug it into your PowerPoint presentations and then record a video around it. There's been a lot of talk about it lately, so I figured I'd give everybody a shot at it. So basically what I've done here is I've filled out my seller buy-down flyer already. So this is just the basic flyer where I'm showing traditional financing versus the price drop or lowball offer, and then versus the rate buy down. So that's the first one you want to do. So as you can see here, I've got everything filled out already, and I'll slow down a little bit for you. I've got a $400,000 asking price here. I've got 20% down. It's a 30-year fixed loan. My rate for traditional financing is 5.875, and then I'm buying the rate down to 4.75. Now I'm going to be using 3 points to buy down that rate. So I'm considering I've already checked my rate sheet. I know that that's how much I can buy it down using that point value. Then I'm going to enter my taxes and insurance here. Make sure and enter your qualification percentage. I'm putting it as a 40% qualifier here. Then for the closing cost field, enter your total closing costs there. Now the price credit, this is the field that you're going to end up playing around with quite a bit throughout this entire process. Initially you want to make the price credit for your first flyer to be equal to the points value. So if we're using 3 points to buy down this loan, and we have a loan value of $320,000 in this situation, we want to take $320,000, multiply it by 0.03 to find out what 3 points of 320 is, and that comes out to about $9,600. So I'm going to use $10,000 here. So I'm going to say that our lowball offer is going to be to drop the price $10,000. Now to make sure it's apples to apples, I'm going to put the same thing in the rate credit box. Of course, I'm using 3 points to lower the rate. At this point, I go ahead and hit run the numbers. And let me get you down to the bottom of the screen so you can see my entire text here. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out for you. Here's what we've got. I've got my traditional financing here, which is column 1. I've got my lowball offer, which is with a $10,000 price drop. And let me zoom back in here so you guys can see. And as we go through, I've got my rate buy down as well that shows exactly what would happen if we bought down the rate to 4 3/4. So we've got an immediate price difference of $223 versus $47 savings. Now what we're going to need to do is we're going to first hit update. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit PDF preview. This is going to kick open a new window with your PDF in it. And in this case, I would go ahead and save it. I'm going to save it to the desktop. And this one is the first flyer, so I'm going to call this one first flyer and hit save. So my next step will be, I can actually just reduce this now. So I'll reduce that to the bottom of my screen. Then I'm going to go back to my flyer. Now what I need to do is I need to keep adjusting this lowball offer to find out exactly how much they'd have to drop the price to match this monthly savings of $223. So what we'll do is we'll go up in the flyer a little bit, and we'll go back to our price credit here. Let me zoom in for you. Now the price credit is the one you're going to play with. So I'm going to say let's try about $35,000 and see how that works. So we enter the $35,000 there, scroll down and hit run the numbers, then go all the way down to the bottom. And we've got 165.63 versus 223, so we're getting close. I'm going to need to go a little bit higher. So let's go back up to that price credit box, and let's try 45. Hit run the numbers, go down to the bottom, and we're getting closer. We're at 212, so we need to go actually a little bit higher. Let's try 47,000. And we're going to scroll down, and that's pretty darn close. So I think I'll use 47,000 here. So as you can see, this is the new offer. This is going to be with a $47,000 price drop. This is what it would take to match this rate buy down. So what we're going to do is we're just going to rename our second column here. We're going to call this price drop. And you have plenty of room in this column, so feel free to type in as much as you want to here. Necessary to match rate buy down. Okay, then go ahead and hit the update button and then hit PDF preview. This is going to kick open another window for you. This is my new PDF. This is the one I just generated, and of course you can see it says price drop necessary to match rate buy down, and that's pretty substantial. $47,000 price drop is huge. But what we'll do here is we'll go up to our save button. We're going to save this particular copy. I'm going to call it fourth column, and hit save. So now I've got two PDFs that I've just saved. I've got one with the regular strategy, and I've got the second one where I altered that second column to show what it would take to match the rate buy down. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. What you're going to need to do is you'll need to have both these PDFs open initially, just so you can grab the images that you need. So in this case, what I'll do is I'll reduce everything back to my desktop, and I'm going to go and look for my PDFs here. I'm going to open my first flyer. So this is the first one I created. Now what I'll do is I've already installed Snagit. Snagit is a tool that allows you to copy and paste different items off a screen. So if you don't have Snagit, you can actually just type it into any search browser, type Snagit, S-N-A-G-I-T, and download a free trial of it. It's a 30-day trial, and if you like it, buy it. But I've already got it on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Snagit. I'm going to continue my trial. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit the capture button. I've selected to capture a region, so this will let me drag around whatever I want to capture. So I'll hit the capture key, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to capture this entire part of the form here. And you'll notice it opens up another window that shows just the image that you captured. So now we've got that image captured. The next step would be to capture that other image of the fourth column that we want. So what we'll do is we'll go back to our PDF. We can actually even close this one. And let's go back to the other PDF that we have that has the price drop part of it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and then I'm going to use my Snagit one more time, hit capture, and all I'm going to do is copy the middle column here. So I'll drag around it, and once I've captured it, you can see it's right here. Now I've got two different images that I can use in my slideshow. So what I'll do is I can go ahead and close my PDFs now. I'm going to open up PowerPoint, where I've got some blank slides that I can use. I'm going to go back down to my Snagit editor here. Let's start with the main image. So I'll put this main image, I'll right click on it, hit copy, then go back to my slideshow, right click, and hit paste. Now I've got the image there, so I can move it over, I can put any verbiage I want above or below it, whatever needs to happen. My next step will be to go to our second slide. Second slide is blank right now. I'm going to paste that same image in there, but I'm going to move it over a little bit to make some room for that fourth column. So I'll go back to my Snagit editor. I'm going to select the picture that I want, right click on it, and hit copy. Then go back to my slideshow here, right click, and hit paste. Now I've got that fourth column here. Now I can actually just put it right alongside, and you might need to make a couple of little adjustments here depending on what the size is of your PDF, but you can make those. And I'll move it down just a tad here, move this over so it's not quite as apparent that they're kind of a different size. And now I've got both of these. I've got my fourth column. So what I would do is, as I'm recording my video, I would start on slide 1. And I'm going to go ahead and start up my tip cam, start recording, and as I'm going through, what I'm probably going to want to do is select just this area of the screen to record. So in this situation, what I can do is open up my tip cam. I would hit select window. So I'm just recording the slide now. Now the cool part about this is I'm going to go ahead and reduce this back down. Now what I can do is in my slideshow while I'm recording, I start on this slide, I talk about it, I tell the client whatever they need to be informed about. Then you can use your page down button to actually just transition to the next slide. So everything looks really nice on your keyboard, on your screen, excuse me. But that's the gist of it. That's how Tracy and Scott are putting together these really cool presentations where they have pretty seamless transitions on their PowerPoint presentations. This is what they're doing, guys. So get used to using Snagit. It's a great tool.